I'm Gabrielle Lichterman, founder of Hormonology, creator of the Hormone Horoscope apps, and new drums student. I've always wanted to learn how to play the drums, and it's been a really fun experience to do so now, and it's really put me back in touch with how your hormones impact how you learn. You know, your cycling hormones, estrogen, testosterone, progesterone, they rise and fall throughout your cycle. And depending on how high or low they go and the direction they're headed, they impact so many things that affect how you learn. Your memory, your mental speed, how much, confidence you have. Confidence is a key thing. So I wanted to go through quickly each week of your monthly cycle and explain how your hormones maybe impacting how you're learning something new, whether you're learning tennis or surgery or Russian, whatever it is, your hormones can impact how well you learn, or they can improve it and make it easier, or even give you challenges to overcome. So I wanted to go through each week of your cycle. So let's do that. So let's talk week one. Week one starts with the first day of your period and the last 7 days. During your week one, estrogen is low, and you might have low iron due to menstruation because you shed iron as you bleed. As a result, you could start out your week one pretty slow, foggy, low energy, and as a result, you might not be wanting to dive right into learning something new. It might take you a little bit more effort to study or practice something that you've already learned, just because you're just so low, and you may have menstrual cramps, which are also distracting. However, as your week one goes on, your period peters out and estrogen rises, and as this hormone rises, it really helps rev everything that helps improve how you learn. It sharpens your memory, it improves mental speed, it gives you more confidence, it makes you want to learn, it makes you curious, so you want to seek out and experiment and get more information. You're hungry for it. Now these effects sometimes kick in very soon. For me, they kick in within 1 or 2 days of starting my week one. For other women, it takes a little bit longer, so it really depends on your personal hormonal sensitivity to rising estrogen. Now let's talk about week two. Week two is the week leading up to and including ovulation. And arguably, week two is the best week to learn anything. And that's because estrogen is high, and at the end of this week, testosterone also rises. So you have that little bit of a turbo boost. And when that happens, your memory is the sharpest it is. Your mental speed is the sharpest it is. Your physical coordination and dexterity, the best it's going to be. So basically, everything that helps learning really just gets turbo boosted during your week two. Furthermore, your confidence is through the roof. You feel like you really can learn this, no matter how difficult. And let me tell you, learning to move 4 different limbs in 4 different ways is very, very difficult. But when you're in your week two, like I am now, you really do think, one day I'm going to get this. In fact, not only am I going to get this, I'm going to be the best there ever was, because your confidence really, really peaks when estrogen and testosterone climb. And that's really important for learning. So you have a lot of mental speed during this week two, and that actually is really good because you're picking up more information more quickly, you're absorbing information more quickly. But keep in mind, because of the mental speed and because of your high confidence, you could be tempted to kind of breeze past instructions or not pay attention as quickly, as closely, because you think, okay, I've got this, okay, but slow down. Try to slow yourself down and listen to your teacher or the instructor, whoever's telling you what to do. Slow down and pay careful attention, especially if you're learning surgery. I think that one is, and flying an airplane. There are certain ones you really, really need to slow down for, so you don't miss important details. So week three. Week three encompasses the 8 days following ovulation, and boy, is that a different week compared to week two. During week three, estrogen drops and progesterone rises, and then estrogen rises again, but progesterone really is the dominant feature for week three, and that's because it's a very sedating hormone. During this week, you could start to feel like your self-confidence is slipping because you're starting to get a little bit physically slower and mentally foggy. So you're not catching on as quickly as you did during your turbo boost in week 2. However, you're still just as smart as you were in your week 2 and capable. You just have to put in a little bit more effort because you have progesterone slowing you down. Also, during your week 2, you really want to make sure that if you have studying to do and or practicing to do, that you get it in earlier in the day. Say you've got a test coming up or a performance coming up. That's because during your week 2, you might have remembered, okay, I could, I have so much energy that I could practice and study, all night long. Not so in your week 3. In your week 3, because of sedating progesterone, you're likely going to be, hitting the sheets a lot earlier. You're just going to conk out. It's just the way it works. It's a very tiring hormone. So if you have practicing and, studying to do, try to get it in early because you really aren't going to get that have that stamina that you did in week 2. Okay, so week 4. Week 4 is the final 6 days of your cycle, and it's best known as your premenstrual week. And the biggest challenge with your week 4, as if you couldn't guess, is that your self-confidence can really take a major hit. As estrogen drops throughout this entire week, it drags down levels of brain chemicals that manage your mood. As a result, you get more easily frustrated with yourself. So the best advice I could give you for your week 4 is to really try to be more patient with yourself. Try not to talk badly to yourself, like, I'm so stupid, I'll never get this, because it really does start a downward spiral that makes you want to just give up altogether. Try to, talk to yourself like you would, someone you love, like a friend or a family member, saying encouraging things. Be your own cheerleader. And if it's very difficult to learn something new in your week 4 because you're just so frustrated and you're so much more easily frustrated, then practice what you've already learned, or study what you've already learned, reinforce what you've already learned, because you'll remind yourself that you were capable of learning something, so you are a smart cookie, and you'll hone everything that you've learned already. So these are the tips that I want to give you for the weeks of your cycle so you can learn better. There are more tips at my website, myhormonology.com, and well, I hope this helps you learn whatever it is you want to learn. Have fun.